Hello buddy, Andy here again. When I come out for a little walk in the countryside, something I always do at this time of year, because I come out to this place called Icklesham. You've probably seen my walks that I've been out there before. I'm just about to walk up the hill towards Mr. McCartney's windmill. I know he's not there, he's in New York at the moment, so won't see him or hear any music. But one of the reasons I come out here this year is because of these apple orchards. You might be able to see some orchards behind me, and I've been coming out here for a number of years because I liberate some of the apples. Now that might sound a bit nasty and I shouldn't be doing it, but what happens is that they pick some of the apples, get the best of them, and then just leave the rest on the trees or on the ground. So I used to just come along and help myself to the ones that weren't needed, shall we say. But I've come back today, as I said, purely for that particular purpose, but I want to show you the apple orchards now. There's nothing there, they've gone. Unbelievable. I walked in by the church, the Icklesham church, and I saw one of the farmers actually ploughing up one of the fields, and there's bits of apple trees and that around, and I'm thinking, oh dear, a big open space. I'm hoping that when I get round the corner it's not going to be the same. And as you can see right behind me, all of this here, all this land, which looks as though it's been cleared very short, not long ago, it's bare. It's all gone. All the apple orchard, apart from this tiny little one just to my left here, which I showed you at the beginning, is here. And I don't think that's really got any. There's a few apples there. But these were lovely English apples. As I said, it looks as though what they may have done is pick the crop very early, because the crop has come across very early this year, or has ripened very early. And then they've done this straight away, because there are still a few fallen apples on the ground. They don't look rotten. So I think that this is a very recent thing that's been done. As I said, the farmer is still not in there to hear his tractor over in the distance there. But this is just one of those indicators of the way that things are happening in Britain. We used to come here, and as I said, these apples, okay, they're straight off the tree, they're straight off the ground, they're nice and fresh. They were absolutely gorgeous, really crisp, lovely English eating apples. Different varieties, I'm not sure which ones they were. They certainly weren't Coxes, they were the main sort of the most famous ones, I suppose. They were all different types of English apples, but they were absolutely beautiful, hence the fact that I used to come here, because they were so nice. You go to a British supermarket, it's getting better, but getting proper English apples isn't that great, and they never tasted anything like the one you got here. And I just think this is a huge pity. Apart from the countryside, I totally understand from a farmer's point of view. I've been wondering myself over the years, having seen the amount of apples that aren't picked. I realise that some are, because there are still a couple of bins around where they used to store the apples after they've been picked initially. I can see that might happen, and you hear about all these orchards being grubbed out, I think is the expression that they use. And now it's come home to roost, it's come home here. And look, where have all the trees gone? It's a real pity, you know. It's, as I said, indicative of the way that things are going, part of a big wider argument about importing and globalisation and that, which may be our topics for another video. But I just thought I'd share you with that, because sad day for me coming out here. One of those things, it was great to walk through the orchards with the birds. Where are the birds going to go now? Apart from all the apples, as I said, I understand it from a farmer's point of view. I just wonder, when I come back next year or in the future, what's going to be here instead. I hope it isn't going to be housing of any particular type. Hopefully it's going to be put to some sort of good use. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to continue on my walk, a little bit sadder than I was when I started. Thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.